big mess and make some beautiful additions to a nice little rounded jewelry box. We just finished this with some residents at the Kerby, and I think everybody's pretty jazzed about it. Here is what we're talking about. We're going to turn this brown, boring finish into a finish that looks, this is on a canvas, but looks something more like this. It's vibrant, it's wild, it kind of looks like a little universe on a page. Pretty cool. It's called a dirty pour. If you don't understand my explanation of it, there's like 100 of them online on YouTube, but I have learned a few tricks of the trade, and so we're going to do this together right now. Thanks for joining me. It's Sheri again in the garden. We probably will hear from some dogs at some point. There's a dog. Oh, look, getting ready to bark, I'm sure. That's Aspen, and Phoenix is over there somewhere too. So I am going to show you the one I just poured. This was the bottom of this jewelry box. This is the lid of the jewelry box, and the bottom is a big thick thing. You will need, here, let me turn this around. You will need a black paint and a white paint. I know your jars look differently, but just look for some white. You're going to need a shiny paint. Now, I chose gold this time, but there's gold and silver in the box there. Choose one of those. And then choose two medium colors. I chose pink and yellow. I was also thinking about turquoise, and I was also thinking about blue or purple. Just do not choose all dark colors because you won't have enough contrast. Here is what the pour looked like when I was done, she said optimistically. Hold on. Just a second. Come on, my little friend. There we go. Right. So this is what the bottom of my jewelry box looks like now. It is yellow and pink and black. It kind of looks like some exotic marble or some weird spacey universe in a sci-fi movie. And you can see that there's these weird little circles and ovals and baggies of color. And we achieve that by adding in liquid silicone. That is upside down for you. How very nice. Liquid silicone that you will find in the box as well. Now mine is in a big jar like this. Yours is in a little series of packets, and you're going to open them up or reopen them and squeeze them out just a few drops at a time. So so more things you're going to need. You're going to need, hold on. You are going to need a bunch of empty cups. If they're used and dried with other paint in them, as long as it's dried, that's great. Let's not kill the world with new cups. You're going to need one of these silver foil dishes. This one is dry from old use. That's great. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix up a bunch of these colors to be exactly the right consistency. If they're very thick and blobby, they won't flow nicely. And if they're too thin and watery, they won't show up in the pour. So we have to, I'll show you how to mix one of them. I'm going to take my gold and I am going to pour it. This is about how much you're going to need. I have poured in this much gold. So it looks like a lot because the paint is coating the outside, but actually it's about this much gold, and it is too thick. Mine is too thick. I don't know what yours looks like, but see how it goes gloopy, gloopy, gloopy off the spoon? That's no good. It has to be able to flow like pancake batter. So I'm going to take a little bit of water, just a little bit. like maybe a tablespoon at a time, not too much. If you go past it and it's really runny, just add a little more paint. That's fine. So you have to mix, 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 mix until it's all one amount. No little blobs. If there's little blobs, you haven't mixed enough. Might take quite a while. My yellow took forever. I was mixing for 5 whole minutes. And then test it every once in a while. Will it flow consistently? That's almost, it's still a little lumpy. Little tiny bit more water. Tiny bit. Mixity mix, 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 mix. Mixity mix, 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 mix. Yep. Okay. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with that. So that is how thin each color needs to be. And you will need a separate cup for each color. Gold, white, or well, silver or white or gold, black, so a darkest dark, a lightest light, and then 2 in between colors. I chose pink and yellow. You could do purple or turquoise or blue or green, but I urge you, not all the dark colors. When you have mixed up your color and you have got all the colors ready, all of your colors, I'm skipping steps because you don't want to watch me mix all day. When you've mixed them all, then you're going to take that silicone pouch. It doesn't look like this. I'm sorry. Mine is different. And you're going to add just 2 drops from that silicone pouch into each color. Each color, I'm going to add 2 drops from my silicone. And I'm going to mix it very well with my color. Mix, 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 mix. So now I have water and paint and silicone in my cup. Okay. Be sure to put the lid well on that silicone because it's hard to find that stuff. And it's kind of expensive. So now I have all my colors. Assume I have put silicone into every single color. I've put it in the gold and the white and the black and the yellow, all of them, okay? Next step. Take a clean cup or a cup that's dry with old paint, whatever. But it's essentially clean. You can stick your finger in it. Nothing comes out. And now what you're going to do is you're going to pour layers of paint into this. And when you've got a layer of each one of your colors, and don't mix it up, don't shake it, just gently pour them in. And then you're going to pour another layer of each color. And then I'll show you what's next. So here comes my first layer. I'm going to start with gold. Recommend do not start with the black. The black always seems to be the heaviest. And then it covers everything, and then you've got no color coming through. So I just poured in a layer of gold. See how small it is? I did not pour all the gold. I did not. I poured about half of it. Ooh, you know what? I take that back. You have to do this twice. You have to make one of these cups for the bottom of your jewelry box and the top of your jewelry box. So pour in much less than half of each color, and because you're going to need 2 of these cups. So now I'm going to pour in my yellow and my pink. And again, I'm leaving a good portion of it there because I'm going to do layers of this and a whole other cup. Okay, so layer, 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 layer. I have done every color now, and I'm going to start over with the gold again, and I will end up with layers of every color. Yep. Oops. Wait. Wait, Mrs. Reed, wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now I have my cup full of colors. Now this one's looking rather black, but I now have 2 cups full of all my colors. 2 cups. 2 of them all layered up because I'm going to do the top of my jewelry box and the bottom of my jewelry box. And when I've got all the colors in here, I'm going to take either the top of one of the spoons or a plastic knife, and I do not want to mix this. I don't want to like stir it up, that'll ruin it, but I do want to let the colors meet each other. So I'm going to gently put it in and make an X in the cup, like an X. Draw an X in the cup of paint so that I introduce the colors to each other. Gold, meet black. Black, meet pink. Ooh, you'll like each other, but don't mix it all up or you'll just have brownie black yuck. Okay, so now I need to set up my pouring station. Now I've already poured my bottom once, so I'm going to get it out of the way. All right, so here is my silver foil. I'm going to put an empty cup or an old cup in the bottom like this, and after I've prepared it, this isn't quite ready, but after I've prepared it, I will put 1/2 of my jewelry box on top of it like that. So see how it's not touching the silver foil. If I let it just sit in there on the silver foil, when I pour the paint, it will make a big puddly mess around the edges. It will dry and stick to this, and then you will not have a nice jewelry box when you're done. You want it to sit on top of this cup, balance it on top of there, so that the paint drips off it when we're done, and it dries clean. So here we go. Putting my foil down. I'm putting my cup upside down in my foil to one side, so you have room for both the top and the bottom side by side. One last step before I get to pour. This thing, this cardboard, is very grabby on the paint. It tends to grab the paint and not let it pour nicely. So I want to paint this with some wet paint, just plain wet paint. No, don't add any silicone to this paint. It's just straight out of the dish paint. So I chose, you can use the white. Oh my goodness. You can use the white, or you can use the black, or one of the other colors. I don't know why. Probably because I had lots of it, I chose the black. I made another little dish of black paint, just black, no silicone, no water, and I am going to now paint the outside of my thing. Now, if I haven't mentioned this before, obviously you should be wearing an apron by now, or you are going to love these colors forever because they are never going to come out of your shirt. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to paint it on quite thickly so it doesn't dry too quickly. This pouring business works well if it's pouring on top of wet paint. Alrighty, there we go. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm not doing the inside at this time because it's just going to stick to my cup and just make a mess. You can always paint the inside later. Okay, so now I have painted all of the outside of my jewelry box. I'm going to do the top and the bottom. but I've already done my bottom, so it's just doing my top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this on top of my cup in my silver foil. Okay, imagine it sitting in the silver foil. And I'm going to take this cup full of layered paint very gently. And, oh man. Okay, I lied. Put your cup down, hold on to this, and you're going to put this right on top of that, upside down. See how the unpainted side is here? Right in the middle of my cup full of paint. So my paint is layered. It has silicone in it, and I've drawn 2 little X's in it to just introduce the paint to each other. And now I'm going to show you what happens when I'm going to put it upside down in the silver foil and let it sit, and then pull the cup away and just let the paint pour. So let me change cameras so you can see me do that. She said optimistically, changing cameras. There we go. Okay. So here's my support cup. Here's my lid with paint stuck underneath it, and I'm now going to turn everything, holding it together upside down. Holding it together upside down. Sit it on top of my little support cup. I'm going to hold it all together for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It gives everything a chance to hit the bottom of the cup, and then I'm going to gently lift it away. Gently lift it away. Holy cats, that's a lot of paint. So right away, my white, yellow, and black are showing the most. My pink isn't really showing yet. Oh, you know what? Some of my pink poured off the edge. I can help my pink. Ooh, see, look at the silicone is starting to pop my little baggies of color now. And that will continue to change for the next hour or more until the whole thing is dry. I can maybe, oh, I hope I don't wreck this. Don't try this if it doesn't work out. This is an experiment. Let's see, can I help the pink come out? Nope. Nope, not recommending that. But you can see how over here my pink is coming out. Over here my pink is coming out, she said optimistically. Why can't we see that? Oh, there's my pink. Oh, it's hard to see. Anyway, never mind. There we go. And I am not going to touch that at all until it's dry. Now it's just going to keep dripping there, drippity drip, 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 and make a huge puddle in my silver foil dish. And I am going to set it away somewhere where it won't get jiggled. Set it somewhere calm. Maybe over by the window near Kemi's office, and just let it be. It will take a remarkably long time to dry. That silicone does not evaporate the way water does. It takes a very, very long time to dry. It might not be dry to the touch and not feel oily for a whole week. It might not be dry until Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of next week. So the thing is, these paints look so beautiful and shiny when they're wet, but when they dry, you will say, what happened to all the shiny? It's all boring and dry looking. Well, you can reclaim the shiny. When it is totally dry, no more feeling of silicone, there is some clear glue. I think it's Elmer's clear glue in the big paint box that Kemi has. And you can take that glue and pour a bit of it on top of the paint when it's dry and brush it all over. And when it's dry, after one or maybe two coats of that, it will come back to shiny. So I strongly urge you, you're going to need, and again, let it dry a long time, because if you start touching it and picking it up, it will ruin the finish. So so there you go. You're going to pour, you're going to be patient, and then you're going to re-shine it with the glue, and I think it'll be lovely. So I'm so glad you joined us. Thanks very much. Please show your work to Kemi. I would love to see how it turns out. If you have any questions or recommendations for the next time we do this, be sure to let me know. Kemi will send me messages. And I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to go back through the video now, pause it, rewind, see all the bits that I talked too fast through, and enjoy your day. Thanks so much. Bye.